Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Starcraft 2 replay cast, and today it is a 1v1 on New Gettysburg between our red Protoss players, Showtime, and on the left side of the map we have our blue Protoss player, Cyan, and we're going to speed this up to the 8x mark. It's about the 2-minute point of the game, and everything starts to get good. And Probe already moving out across the map. Search of his opponent, taking the long way around. And the other probe took the short way. Went out a little bit later on though, and not seeing too much the usual 2-gate cyber, and no early expansion from either player. So 2-gate cyber from both players, mirror match so far. Adepts coming out for Cyan, and Stalkers on the way for Showtime. And Mothership Core on the way out as well. And we're going to take the sound effects down just a scotch. And the reason that is because, well, sometimes they're just a bit too loud. I would never say that about rock and roll and metal, but sometimes Starcraft a little bit too loud. You know, who knows? Dead Ghost on the ground, Mothership Core on the way to the blue base here. Gonna block that off with a pylon. You know, the Adepts on the way to Showtime, spotted by the Stalkers. And Stalker bailing for now. And now gonna transfer on ahead here and try to catch up to this Stalker. Either side expanding yet at all. Both Mothership Cores checking each other out here. And Showtime's trying to get rid of those nasty unbuildable blocks, but getting himself killed in the process. And now an expansion is coming up for Showtime, but it is being harassed here by a couple of Adepts, but the Stalker should be able to handle them no problem. And one of them transfers away all the way up top there. And now Cyan will be making his own base. Or rather, Cyan. Not necessarily Cyan. Who knows? Twilight Council on the way for Showtime. And now the expansion is up and running long before Cyan's. And however, an Oracle is on the way to Showtime's base. And could get some decent kills here. And overcharge one of those pylons. And only one kill so far. Oracle not gonna really be too lucky here. Figured he might be able to get away with that. Having a slightly later Nexus. A few extra coins and shekels in his pocket to be able to pull out an Oracle like that. Another Oracle on the way towards the bottom here. And away it goes, but another overcharge, and takes out that Oracle very quickly with 2 Stalkers as well. So far these Oracles absolutely not paying off. And now going to transfer ahead here to the other natural, or other expansion of Showtime, rather. And going to move into the base, but definitely not going to transfer there. Too many Stalkers. Going to light them up there and reveal them. Now Cyan up and running here pretty good. Couple assimilators going down. And really about the same time there for both players, even though Showtime's came down much sooner. Observer now moving across the field here. And gonna get a good idea of what is going on. Void Ray on patrol. Trying to catch the other Protoss in transit. And so far, both players biding their time, just waiting, build up their force. in production Immortals for Cyan, and still making those Void Rays as well. Warp Prism is on the way for Showtime and additional gateways. And as far as the upgrade 00 to 000, and doesn't look like Cyan even has a forge at all, so no upgrading in the future for him. Just going straight up. Immortals and Void Rays. And gateways, of course. Healthy part of every Protoss breakfast is a whole mess of gateways. And Showtime now moving on up here. Is he going to expand at this spot? It may be the case. Nope, just going to grab some minerals and run. And reveals those stalkers there. And now Cyan moving out with a fairly mixed force here with a couple adepts, sentries, stalkers, void rays, a couple of mortals. Speaking of that, balanced and hearty breakfast. Observer is observing the new expansion, and a Warp Prism drop here. Drops a couple of adepts, but they get instantly gibbed by double overcharged pylons, so he'll have to hold off for just a moment till those go away, then maybe give it another shot. They're now going to drop up top here and transfer on to the expansion, perhaps. And can they make it in time? Getting hit by the overcharged pylon makes it to the expansion. We'll get 1 or 2 probe kills here, possibly 3. Nope, just going to get 2. And so not much economic damage done to Cyan there. And now Showtime with another expansion, and this time later than his opponent. However, this observer is seeing everything that's going on at this expansion and will know exactly when it is up and running. And now Hallucinated Phoenix is going to move out, and it's going to move right over his opponent's army and see everything that he has and where he is at. Another Hallucinated Phoenix. Going to see the new expansion. And now the Warp Prism is on the way with an Archon and a couple of Adepts. And now a big old transfer moving ahead. Just going to scout this out and see where he is at exactly. Another Archon merging in. Now 2 more Archons merging in at the same time here for Cyan, but one's going to take a heap of damage before it even ever becomes a baby Archon. A new, fresh Archon. And took a whole bunch of shield damage there, but it should be able to regenerate here pretty quickly. Got to stay out of combat for a little bit. And overcharging one of those pylons, saying, hey, stay away from this area. And both players looking to go at it here, and the battle has begun, and Void Rays eat up a couple of those stalkers instantly. And Warp Prism in the back still just bringing in reinforcements. Adepts choose not to transfer in that pile there, just getting a good sight at the enemy blob. And some force fields went down, but none too great there. And will he transfer this time in the back? And he does. He's going to transfer all in the pile of red Protoss here. Protoss versus Protoss. Hard to even tell what's going on here. Double Void Rays eating up units. Void Rays are doing absolutely excellent, but now only down to one Void Ray, and the Stalker finishes that off. And now just some Immortals are not going to do too well against those Adepts. And now Cyan on the back burner here, trying to warp in as many units as possible to keep his base alive. Looks like a transfer happened down here at the natural. And all these probes, so many probes. And now Cyan has taken a lot of economic damage, and we'll have to GG out, leaving Showtime our winner. Had that expansion going the whole time there with really no interruptions, and so that will GG it for Cyan. Once this expansion lost all of its probes, it was pretty much over at that point for him. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.